Watch Clips, how you doing? Welcome to Indiana. Just about an hour north of Indianapolis on I-65, heading southbound. Mile marker 190. And just less than 10 minutes ago, we entered into Eastern Time Zone at mile marker 199, just south of Remington, Illinois. I'm sorry, Indiana. It's one of them I states, so there you go. So we made our delivery in Ottawa, Illinois this morning. Quick and easy, bing, bang, boom. Made our delivery, got our paper signed, got stuff put away and out of there. Stopped here, got into Indiana. You know, got past Chicago, whatnot. And then so got to our stop here in Remington, exit 201. Popped in there for a quick load check, bathroom break, and also did our 30-minute break there. So we're done with that. We are going to get ourselves down here to Indianapolis, around the north side, a little bit of the east side onto I-70. Take I-70 all the way out to Richmond, Indiana, which is right on the border with Ohio. Hey, Metal Music Maniac. How you doing, Harry? So we're heading out that direction. Because we went from Central Time into Eastern Time, we lost an hour on the day. So just basically 1 o'clock became 2 o'clock. Matthew Johnson, how you doing, sir? So we lost a little bit of quote unquote daylight, which is what we have to be concerned with while we're on oversized permits. So today being Friday, we have to worry about the weekend. Some states do not let oversized vehicles drive on weekends, or have certain curfews just for the weekend versus the regular part of the week, your regular weekday. Indiana, I can drive 7 days a week, sun up to sundown. Ohio, which would be the next state, which we're going to tomorrow, we can drive Saturday and Sunday in Ohio. We can only do sun up to sundown, and we are limited to 55 miles per hour, which sucks. But that's the rules. Now, we are going to be starting at, and we can go anywhere we want to in Iowa for the most part, unless some particular town or municipality has a requirement for a special permit through them. We're good for that. Like I said, we're limited to 55 miles an hour, which is going to take a longer time to get through the state over into West Virginia. We got to go down from over here near Richmond on I-70 in Ohio. We got to go southeast to get onto US 35, which is where we are required to enter into West Virginia per the West Virginia permits. Ohio doesn't care where I go or how I go. West Virginia does. So we're going to be heading down to a little town in West Virginia called Henderson, which is on the east side of the river, and Gallipoli, which is on the west side of the river in West Virginia, or in Ohio, sorry. Yeah, Henderson, West Virginia, Gallipoli, Ohio. So we got to cross the bridge over that river on US 35 right at that point. Now, West Virginia, I can do the full speed that the highway or road allows. That's good. But I can only do sun up to sundown in West Virginia. That's all well and good. I do have a specific route to take in West Virginia. So that part, not so good. Mr. Kane Henson, how you doing, sir? So, like I said, West Virginia has its rules and regulations, blah, blah, blah. Not a problem. We deal with that all the time anyway. So, just a matter of reading it, and following it without deviation. No problem. Virginia, I can only drive Monday through Saturday in Virginia. I have a specific road I have to take. I can only drive sun up to sundown, and I am only allowed to do 55 miles an hour in Virginia. So I need to find, hopefully I can find a decent place to get to as far down the road as possible Saturday before sundown, as close to my delivery as possible, which is Amherst, Virginia, a little bit south, and a tiny, tiny bit west of Charlottesville, Virginia. But Sunday, I am not allowed to travel at all in Virginia. But there you go. Now, all these restrictions make it a little bit harder to get where I need to go and make my delivery, well, as early as I would like to. Now, I'm going to have roughly 3.5 hours remaining of time that I could drive today. And I get another 150 or so miles down the road into Virginia. But permits being what they are, and the restrictions I have to deal with. Lisa and Will's Halls, how you doing? Welcome to Indiana. I-65 southbound, heading towards, we're coming up on Lafayette right now. Mile marker 181. We're just at about. There you go, there you go. Like I'm saying, but because the permits are the restrictions that I have to abide by, I'm not going to be able to get as far as I would like to in any given day. But I wasn't anticipating making my delivery before Monday anyway, so not really a big deal. But other than that, we are doing good. Like I said, we made our delivery in Ottawa, Illinois this morning. Took our little skid steer off. Island in Minooka, Illinois, a little bit west of Joliet. Or 159th Street or Avenue. Took that across, took that about 9-10 miles down the road to get back onto, to get onto I-94. Then take that south back onto I-80 to avoid the toll, which my company says don't do tolls. So that's what I do. I skip the tolls. There's only one place on that entire little stretch of road that is ever really a problem, and there's a bridge there that is 13 foot 8 inches high, or low, as truckers need to think of it. I stand with this baler on my trailer at 13 foot 6 inches. So we are, we coasted under it, so not a problem. I did proper measurements. That way, I don't care about anybody else. It protects me more than anything else. I don't want an accident. I don't want violations. I don't want the fines. I don't want my license being impacted. I don't want to damage the property. I don't want to damage the bridge. I don't want to damage anybody else's vehicle. All that jazz. So I just make sure I do it right to begin with. Not too bad of a day. Temperature on the dash is saying 49 degrees here. It was real low 20s there at Iowa 80 last night. Not too bad. My heater works perfectly fine. Blankets on the bed. I slept comfortable enough. Wabash River. And that's a common name. There's Wabash Avenue, Wabash Parkway over in Baltimore, Maryland, which I've been up and down many a time. Oh yeah, definitely. You're very right about that. Yeah, I've been up and down this stretch of highway many a times. Back with my first company, Watkins Shepherd, which had a terminal over here in Zionsville on the northwest corner of Indianapolis. I did a lot of local delivery out of that terminal. So, that terminal brought me a lot of times up to Chicago, Schererville, Merrillville, all around Indiana, Illinois, into Ohio, into West Virginia, a little bit into Kentucky. So it took me around the entire region here. South Carolina. Yeah, you're not really made for that kind of weather. When your license plate has a palm tree on it, you're not really made for snow and ice. The only time you burn wood is at a campfire roasting marshmallows. You really shouldn't be using wood for heat. said, we are taking this baler, this hay baler, or hay processor, whatever you want to call it. We're taking this out to Amherst, Virginia. So we still have a little over 600 miles to go. So a little bit over a full day, roughly a full day's travel normally. But we're gonna go another 128 miles roughly out here to Richmond, which is right on the border with Ohio. We're gonna stop at the Loves there for the night. Now, normally I don't stay at a lot of Loves. I stay at Pilot Flying J most of all, but that Loves there is pretty decent. I've stopped there a couple of times before over the years. Now, I do not have any shower credits, so I don't have any free showers there, which kind of sucks, but I'll probably just do a baby wipe bath tonight. I'm not really dirty. I really ain't done anything. I mean, I only worked, you know, quote unquote worked, you know, maybe a whole 5 minutes taking the chains off and putting them away, you know, and driving the little Bobcat off the back into the truck, off the trailer. So, you know, I only did maybe 5 minutes of work that I didn't break a sweat, didn't get dirty. So there's no really, you know, one day without a real shower, being I'm a dirty, nasty truck driver anyway, you know, one day I'm all alone all day, every day. So not really a big deal. I paid for a shower last night at Iowa 80. I think I'll be okay. Most of the time, well, $18, no. Most of the time, you're going to pay around 12, 13, or 14 for the most part. But you get free towels, free soap. Granted, not great towels, not great soap. You don't have any time limit. You have a sink, a mirror, plugs for, you know, your beauty aids like the your hair dryer, curling iron, your hot wax machine if you're like Sasquatch. You know, you have a toilet. You usually have a bench to sit on. Now, it's usually pretty decent for the most part. So, you know, if I spent 20 minutes in a shower, which is longer than I usually spend, if I spend a full 20 minutes in there, I get my money's worth. Well, I guess it's a matter of perspective there, Lisa and Wills. It's a matter of perspective. You know, what is a shower worth? You know, first they have to build it, they have to maintain it, so they got the labor, they have the cleaning supplies, they have towels to wash, dry, fold, they have to clean the bathroom between every use, they have the water, they have the maintenance. You know, when something breaks down, they have the heating, they have the electricity. You know, considering most of the time I stop at a Pilot Flying J and I get free showers there, paying for a shower once in a while elsewhere, I personally don't see it as a big deal. Hey Josh, how you doing? Well, you know, and that's the thing, you know, especially now. I'm going to let anybody who's not a truck driver that's watching this, you know, who watches me, period. I don't know why, but thank you for doing so. But all the truck driving channels you see out there, and I try to subscribe to every single one so I can see what they're doing to get a perspective of the industry, what, you know, and how they do things, you know, driving, working, video, you know, all that jazz. So I try to get, you know, whatnot. But the number one thing that truck drivers complain about is money. I don't get enough money. They're not paying enough money. Money. Yet, they do some stupid stuff with their money. And when it comes down to it, you know, for me, I'm not out there wasting money frivolously. I'm fairly frugal with my money. I managed to save 65% of my bi-weekly salary because I don't spend money frivolously. But when I need to spend money, I don't cry about it. Which is the number one reason why I cook in the truck is I like cooking. I enjoy cooking. I love to cook. The side effect of that, I save money because I don't eat out every single meal like some of these other people do. They spend $15, $20 per meal 3 times a day, every single day. They buy cigarettes, they buy beer and alcohol. They spend money on useless crap. They go out, they have a good job, so they got to buy a house that they're never at. They spend money on that. They spend money on a car they never drive. All the subsequent, you know, bills that come along with that stuff. I don't have any of that stuff. You know, I'm saving my money, so there you go. But when it comes to buying a shower, if I don't want to get a shower, I have baby wipes in the car, in the truck. 7, 8 baby wipes. I'm fairly clean. Especially when I don't do anything all day, just drive. Just wipe a little bit of the natural oils that your body makes. Bing, bang, boom. Good enough. If it's good enough for a baby, it's good enough for a 49-year-old brat, you know, a spoiled brat driving a truck who basically does nothing all day, every day. Now we're going to slow down a little bit for this truck to get by me so I can move over away from this guy on the side of the road here. Little car back here is being a nice guy, letting me go over a little bit. Thank you for being smart. At least let the people behind me see what's going on. And all, you know, another thing that truck drivers will always complain about, but they don't see the value in it, is buying a reserved parking spot for the night. You know, they'll scream and yell, why should I pay for something that's supposed to be free? But these people that cry about that kind of stuff are not using their brain. Just like with the shower, there's a lot of costs that go into that shower that you don't see. Oh, I spent $13, I spent $14 for a shower that I'm in for half an hour because I don't care about anybody else what they, you know, what if they need a shower. I'll take as much time as I want. Okay? Well, just like with the shower, a parking spot has a cost to it to operate. You have taxes, you have the maintenance of it, asphalt and concrete, the lighting outside, the trash pickup, you know, the labor to do that. All that stuff goes into that business being able to offer parking, period. And the fact that they for the most part, give it to you free of charge, people don't think about what the cost is. It didn't cost me anything to park here, or at least I don't think it does. Now all of a sudden you're making me pay for one because I drove till midnight and there's no parking because all the free ones are taken. You know, it always amazes me how somebody who has a pretty dang good job, who has a very easy job, I don't care what any truck driver says, this is the easiest job I have ever had. I worked in restaurant kitchens, I worked as a landscaper, I worked as an arborist, I worked in offices, I worked as a warehouseman, customer service. I've done some hard, disgusting jobs. I worked some jobs where I came home sore and aching to my bones. You know, 15-hour days of hard physical labor, dirty, getting hurt, and having to continue to work sun up to well past sundown, and then getting up and doing the same thing the next day, and the next day, and the next day, 6 days a week. Driving a truck, easiest flipping job I ever had, and I make a pretty damn good living at it. And because I don't have a house, I don't have an apartment, I don't have a car, I don't have any of the bills associated with it, I do everything that I can to save money, like doing something I enjoy, like cooking. I'm able to save 65% of my paycheck, live very comfortably, and help my family and friends when they need it, and give money to charity, as I want to do as a Catholic, as a Christian. I mean, there was about less than 2 weeks ago. No, it was about a week ago. I was in Paducah, Kentucky, waiting for this truck I'm driving to be brought down to me, and when my truck broke down, a lady came in with 3 children. She was heading to they're standing at the subway, you know, trying to get something to eat. You know, of course, I could tell she was kind of tired. It was nighttime. She'd been probably driving all day, dealing with 3 kids, all of them under 10. I think they're all under like 10 years old. And she was doing her best to be, to be nice and not be short with them. But I could tell she was a little bit ragged. So I bought the meal for her. Merry Christmas, you know. So I don't worry about money. Money is one of those things, it's a tool of modern society. That is it. Don't crave it for its own sake. Don't worship money. Don't define your life by how much money you have in the bank. It's a tool. Just like a nail is to a carpenter. The more nails the carpenter has, the easier he can do his job. The more soap a dishwasher at a restaurant has, the better they can do their job washing dishes. The more medical knowledge a doctor has, the better they can do their job with their patients. It's as simple as that. Money is simply a tool of life, of our modern world. And that's as far as I take it. Yes, I want to have a considerable amount, but I don't work for the money. I work to gain the money to be able to do the things that really matter, which we use money to achieve. And that's the thing, like I said. When it comes to buying a shower, listening to a truck driver complain. When it comes to a parking spot, listen to a truck driver complain. I have zero sympathy. My word of advice is grow up, act like a damn adult, quit whining and crying about a few dollars. Yeah, Lisa Wills Halls, we all deal with that, you know. I've been very, very fortunate in my life. I've been homeless, and I've had everything that I could ever want, materially. I've gained it all, I've lost it all. I have enough money in the bank after 3 years of trucking, after coming out of being homeless the year previously. I paid for my trucking school out of pocket, working a minimum wage job, saved my money for my tuition, got it. Bought all the equipment I needed to start trucking with, cash out of pocket. Everything I have now, which after 3 years, in what, about 3.5 years now, total of trucking, I now have enough money in the bank right now to live on fairly meagerly for 3 years. Because I don't cry and whine about money, money, money. I don't know, I'm not getting paid the most amount, but I'm being frugal in how I spend it. And like I tell everybody, it's not what you earn, it's what you spend and what you save. And some people never grow up, you know. Like I said, when you're 20 and 30 years old, you have all the time in the world. But that's the exact time that you should be saving every single penny you can, because the effect of compound interest in a 401k and an IRA, oh my God, you would not believe how much money you could have by the time you're 60 years old. You could have multi-millions of dollars at your disposal. Hey, Ross Robes, how you doing? But, you know, that's my little spiel, my little rant. I said, I'm not making the most money in the universe. I don't need to make the most money in the universe. I need to use what little bit of brains God gave me and spend that money wisely, i.e. frugally. Don't buy the things I don't need. Buy the things I do need. Buy the best quality I possibly can. Now, there are times where you have to spend the money right now because what you need to achieve right now is that important. But there's a lot in life, at least in my life, of things that can wait. So don't spend the money now. Keep accruing those funds. Earn interest on them in the bank. You know, the 401k, the IRA. Earn that money. Put it to the side. Let it work for me. And those little bit of luxuries that I do take, save a little bit more for them. Now, I recently bought the iPhone 12 Pro. I didn't exactly need it, I wanted it. And that's one of those few things that I bought that I did not need, that I wanted. But I made sure to save that money to get what I wanted. Now, $1,300 for a cell phone, yeah, that's a little bit expensive. But to me, it was worth the money, because this phone here, along with the protection plan, which brought it up to, you know, $1,300, will last me several years. So the amortized cost of that phone every single day becomes less and less, which makes it worth it. Which unfortunately, too many people just look at the initial number and they don't think about what it costs over time. But whatever, you know, it's. That's just a rant I have. You know, if you think about it, the amount of money we spend on luxury items, on things we don't need to live, I mean, truly to simply live and exist. What is it you truly need in life? Air, salt, food, water, shelter, heat. Just like our ancestors 100 years ago, 500 years ago, 1,000, 2,000, 10,000 years ago, we need exactly the same things. All the things we fill our lives with and fill our houses with is useless junk. Do you need a TV to live? Nope. Need a car? Nope. Need a newest cell phone? Nope. Video games, a couch, rugs. You don't need any of that to live. But unfortunately, too many of us define our lives by stuff. I enjoy the stuff. I enjoy the amenities and the trappings of modern civilization in the Western world. I'm very blessed that I get to live in such luxury, in such opulence. I live in utopia. So when I lost everything and was made homeless, I didn't cry about any of the stuff. I worried about what was important. People, family, just surviving. We all did that before. Yeah, we wouldn't have the economy we have, but I think we'd be a lot happier. All right, work zone at the, look, they're doing some repairs up here to a guardrail and whatnot. Trucks are required to be in the left lane. Speed limit in the work zone is 55 miles per hour. Left, right lane, even though there's a big sign telling you to be in the left-hand lane. And I bet you somebody's going to pass me on the right in the work zone, doing 55 miles an hour. While I'm doing, they're doing. Get out of this before that. In the construction zone, we get back over here. red dump truck wants to run up on me because he didn't pay attention to the signs. Not that he didn't read the sign, he just didn't care. He didn't care about the speed limit, he didn't care it's a work zone, he didn't care he was directed to be in the left-hand lane. Exactly, Lisa and Wills. I am not an Egyptian pharaoh. I am not the first king, the first emperor of China, or any of these other, royalty that thought they would actually take it to the next life. It makes life a little bit more enjoyable. That's it. Like I said, utopia we live in for the most part. I play the game. I don't let the game play me. I look at it. I don't need everything. I just need the basics. And if I get anything after that, outstanding. Alrighty. So we are coming up on the town of Lebanon. Which I have stayed at more times than I can imagine and I can remember. A minimum of 2 to 3 dozen times in my very first year of trucking. And about 6 or 7 times in my second and third year. Combined. Because my second and third year I was always a little bit more widespread, so. But not too bad of a place to park. Josh, I do not know. So, Tuesday this week, I made it up and made my delivery in Grand Meadow, Minnesota, 1 mile away from company headquarters. I made my delivery just about 11:30 a.m. Went over, got myself parked right next to my truck, which was still on the trailer. So the rest of the day, I was moving stuff from my truck to this truck, up and down, up and down, up and down. Get into this truck, try to put it away as I could. I got about 60% over in the first day. Wednesday morning, I got up at 5 a.m. Got the rest of my kitchen moved, so I got my kitchen is moved. I got about another 30%, 35% of the stuff moved. There is still some stuff in that truck of my personal property, which I hate leaving there, but hopefully people are not being jerks and stealing stuff. And that's the downside of it. I try to move everything out the way so it's underneath the bunk. It's not in the way. They have no reason to be messing with anything in there to mess with the transmission. I got my full kitchen moved. I got all my clothes and eventually almost everything moved out of the other truck. I didn't get my pasta maker, didn't get my cables for the GPS and the other things that are hardwired, my satellite radio, my charger for my phone in the front. You know, there's some, you know, some clothes and miscellaneous stuff, you know, I just couldn't get. All my tools, equipment, supplies, chains, straps, binders, edge protectors, all the stuff I need for work. You know, I had to move all that. But you know, it's par for the course. Now, the truck is under warranty.